What's up, guys? Welcome back to another Fall Obsession podcast episode. My name is Sam. I'm your host over here, coming to you guys with another new episode. Thanks for tuning in. This week, my guest is a returning guest or guest to our show. They joined me on here about exactly a year ago at this point. Pretty darn close, come to find out. But that is RJ and Aubrey Cianciarulo. They are back on the show with us to talk about some of the awesome adventures they've had recently. They are very busy folks. We finally were able to make it work with our schedule to get them back on here, but they do a lot in the hunting and outdoor space, do a lot in content creation, media production, producing shows on the outdoor channel. So always a good time to catch up with them. They're great people above all else. So I enjoy these conversations, and I hope you guys enjoy this one too. We cover a bunch of different stuff, talk about a lot of different stuff, and just hang out on here for a while. Good laid back conversation. Before we get to it though, got to hit a couple quick points. The first one being Hoot Camo. If you have not checked out the guys over at Hoot Camo and the amazing gear and camo patterns that they're manufacturing, you need to do it. They are making some awesome stuff. I started wearing Hoot Camo last year. The first hunt I wore it on was actually my flatland deer country mule deer hunt that we produced a film on last year in Colorado. That was the debut for the Hoot Camo, and I can't say enough about it. The temps were extremely cold, and the CRP fields were trying to tear up my gear as best they could as I was walking and crawling through it. But the Hoot gear held up phenomenally. The pattern is extremely versatile. They got a ton of different options on there for you guys. They also have more than just camo. They have just general outdoor apparel. They have golf gear, fishing gear, a bunch of awesome stuff on there. So you guys got to go check them out, see what they're about. I love the fact that they have a price point that is realistic for the blue collar hunter. If you are looking to get into a good quality set of camouflage, then Hoot's the way to go from the price point as well. Can't beat it. And to make it even better, if you use the code FallObsession15 at checkout, that's going to save you some money. Hoot Camo, go check them out. Elite Archery is a podcast partner. Been rocking an elite bow for a long time now. I think 2018, I want to say, was the first year that I shot elite, and I'm not looking back. Absolutely love my elite bows. Can't say enough about them. Looking forward to getting the ethos in. I could sit here and try to convince you on the podcast that elite archery is the way that you need to go, but the ultimate way that you are going to find out is by taking the elite shootability challenge. Go to your local dealer, get an elite bow in your hand, compare it to your bow, compare it to other bows, and see what you think. Even elite tells you that that's the thing to do, because that's how confident they are that you are going to like the smooth draw, the speed, the feel, everything about their bows. And guys, I'm telling you, even if you haven't shot an elite in several years, maybe you've shot one before and you didn't care for it way back when, I'm telling you, go try it. Technology advances and changes and improves in the archery industry so fast these days. So go to your local dealer and take the Elite Shootability Challenge. The Outdoor Call Radio app is another podcast partner. Outdoors Dan from Respect the Game TV. He has created an app that you can download on any device where you can stream hunting shows and podcasts on a loop every single day. You will catch Fall Obsession podcast playing on that loop on Mondays. That's the same day as the new publications, as well as tons of other hunting shows and podcasts that we all know and love. So go download the Outdoor Call Radio app today for free and start streaming immediately. And be sure that you follow Outdoors Dan on social media, follow the Outdoor Call Radio app on social media, and catch his live broadcast that he shares on those pages. Ridge Rock Hunt Company is a podcast partner. Derek Eves in Mississippi, he is your guy if you are looking to book with a vetted and trusted outfitter. He has a large network of outfitters that he sets people up with that guarantees a good experience. He can't guarantee the kill, but you are for sure going to have a top high quality time with an outfitter through Ridge Rock Hunt Company. So if you want to book that next hunt, that next adventure, whatever it might be, then go give Derek Eves at Ridge Rock Hunt Company a call. Finally, thank you guys again for listening to another podcast. If you have not already, wherever that follow, subscribe, like button, whatever the case might be, depending on the streaming platform is, be sure that you hit it, turn your notifications on if that's an option. That way you get notified every time we put out a new episode. We post podcasts weekly. We post new episodes and films for our hunting shows and our hunting productions on a regular basis. We post to social media daily. So if you're not following Fall Obsession, please go do so. That is the cheapest investment that you can make into our brand. Doesn't cost you a dime, just a few seconds of your time to go make sure that you're following Fall Obsession. Invite your friends to follow Fall Obsession, whatever it might be. And go to fallobsession.com. That's the website. All of the content and then some filters through there. And if you are inclined to pick up a hat, a shirt, something like that, you can do so from the website as well. So thank you guys for supporting Fall Obsession. Be sure that you are following online. That's it for the intro. We're going to the podcast episode with RJ and Aubrey. You guys are listening to another Fall Obsession podcast.
Oh, you got her, dude. She's down.
Let's go.
Dude, I just shot a deer of a lifetime.
Freaking smoked him.
One with nature, and if you're a believer, one with God.
Definitely gets your heart pumping. Boy, you are in trouble.
Fall Obsession Podcast.
Well, welcome back, everybody, to another Fall Obsession podcast. I'm Sam, hosting you guys again, and I am back on here with some returning guests to our show. Can't even talk today. RJ and Aubrey Cianciarulo. Welcome back, guys. Happy to have y'all back on.
Thank you. We're glad to be back. Definitely.
Yeah. It's been a minute since we recorded. We've had you guys on the show before, but since then, a lot's happened in y'all's life. I think since the last time you were on the show, y'all have gotten engaged and then gotten married. You've gone on all these crazy hunts and trips from the looks of your socials, and then on your honeymoon most recently. So congratulations, first and foremost. Happy for you guys.
Thank you very much. Yeah, it's been crazy, that's for sure. Running all over the place, but we're glad to be back talking with you because I mean it has been a while.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I love hopping on here with other people in the hunting and outdoor space that I don't know, y'all are just easy to talk to, just good, passionate people about the outdoors. And that's where the best connections are. And I enjoy podcasting with you guys. So
thank you very much. We appreciate that.
Absolutely. I want to start it off. And I'm going to go for the big one because here recently there was a picture on social media of this massive red stag or some creature that looks out of this world that one of y'all killed, and I want to hear all about it.
Well, we went to New Zealand, and a lot like my parents, I'm starting to realize this correlation where after we got married now, it seems everything that we hunt together, she always gets the bigger ones. Every time, no matter what it is.
I gotta outshow him like sometimes.
Or all the time.
Or all the time, you know? Yeah, no, that was a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm. That was your first time to New Zealand.
Yeah, and like the biggest animal I've ever went after. So like when you see them in person, it's like,
you see them all the time on social media or just photos online, whatever it is. But I've never been, obviously, but I can only imagine what it's like to see something like that actually walking out in front of you.
Oh yeah, and then even the sounds that they make, like you'd think it'd be like an elk bugle, but they roar, and it's
like what you would think an elk would sound like.
Yeah,
but it's a stag, and it's crazy. They're incredible.
Just your normal cow, or what's this?
They call it a roar, and that's they even call their the roar.
You're gonna give
no.
You're not going to demonstrate
a video or something.
Yeah, just send me
it won't
I won't make
anything
you demonstrate on the podcast.
It is cool, though. It's kind of that deep like gargle coming from their chest. It's a cool sound.
Yeah, you can feel it in your chest whenever they call. So
wow.
That was cool.
That's awesome. So take me into the trip, and I guess Aubrey, it's your first time, you said, going out there. So what were your expectations being your first time on a trip like that?
I didn't really know what to expect, honestly. I wasn't really excited for the flight because it's a super long flight, and I think we lose a day or something.
Yeah,
So
think on the way back, or on the way there, it's you don't even see one day of the year.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
really?
Gone.
it's the
Mhm.
weirdest thing.
And the other way, you have an extra long day.
Yeah, because it's the same day all the way through, right?
Yeah, you have
Yeah.
Groundhog Day.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yes, but when you land, where the heck did we land? We landed in
There's so many different names.
Auckland?
Yeah.
Auckland? Yeah. Okay, so we landed in Auckland, and you land and you go in between all these mountains, and it's like, are we going the right way? Like, I thought we were. I don't know. I don't like flying. I'm not even. I hate flying, but it's just breathtaking out there, and it's so green,
Mhm.
and it's beautiful, and all the people there are really nice too. So that's always a
The
win.
community out there is just incredible.
Super clean.
Very.
Like, oh my gosh.
I remember the one thing my parents said when we went over there was if you have like any dirt on your boots
Yeah.
at the airport, they'll pull your boots out. They'll check all of your like shoes and boots and everything. And if there's dirt or any muck or nastiness on them, they take your boots and they just completely rinse it and they'll put it right back in your bag if you don't have some sort of like Ziploc if they're not clean.
What?
Yeah, because they don't want cross contaminations. They
Yeah.
don't want anything getting
Really?
spread.
I've
Yeah.
never heard of such. Is that like within the past 4 years with all the heightened, regulations and
I think
stuff?
it's
Or
been a while.
Yeah,
really?
it had for
Yeah.
a while
My parents
now.
have been going there for quite a while and they've said it's pretty much since day one it's been like that.
Wow.
If I remember. Yeah.
So
is
that was
strange.
crazy.
So y'all
Mhm.
had bags for your boots, I guess, in your
Yes,
luggage.
just in case we
And we
definitely did.
scrubbed
Oh,
them before we left.
I scrubbed them like 3 different times,
Mhm.
both RJ's and mine. Like, I was like, we're not getting our boots dunked. We're just not. We're not doing it. But we didn't. We passed the check. We
Mhm.
passed it. But then we get to camp after we land. It's a little drive, and I'm hearing all these like noises, and I'm thinking it's just cattle, but they don't have really a lot of cattle there. It's a lot of sheep and stuff.
Yeah.
And then Rach, our guide at Lethen Valley, she's like, "Do you hear that?" I'm like, "What is that?" She's like, "Those are the stags. They're roaring." And I'm like, "It doesn't even sound, you never would have thought they would have sounded like that." But it's so
Oh,
cool
wow.
because you can hear them over in the valleys, and oh, it was cool. So cool.
Wow. So
Yeah.
what, at least where you guys were at, what's a standard size for, a good male red stag out there?
I mean, they have a crazy variety, especially in the different areas. Like there's different regions over there that you can hunt them. And depending on where you go, I guess it's a lot like, I mean, whitetail or elk, depending. I mean, you have your Florida whitetail compared to like your Iowa whitetail. You have
Yeah.
that size difference. But kind of where we were, they were that I'd say medium to very high class bulls.
Hmm.
And it was incredible to see them.
Wow. That
Yeah.
is awesome.
We don't really know inches and stuff because we don't really
Yeah,
we don't measure a whole lot. Like if
Right.
something trigger,
Yeah.
we're gonna do it. We're gonna go after it.
There's too much controvery with all the trophy shooting, all that stuff. So
Yeah,
we don't even
so we
try to get
don't.
into it.
No, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So and are you bow hunting? Is that what you're doing out there? If I remember correctly?
Yep. All hunted.
Yep.
So
My parents and us went over there, and my
Mhm.
parents went with firearms, and we went with our bows.
So what's the expected range to be archery hunting these creatures at?
I've had one really close, like 15, 20 yards.
No kidding.
Yeah. But we were hiding behind a tree and stuff. So, but the one I shot was, I believe, 20 yards. So, I mean, they come close. And what was yours?
I think
Yours
mine was 30 and change,
Yeah.
somewhere in there. And I mean, it's kind of one of those things where if you can shoot farther, you can shoot it. But in my opinion, at least, the closer you can get with a bow, the better.
Oh, yeah.
Just
Oh yeah.
more comfortable that way. But also, out there, I mean, it's a lot like elk in the way that they're just resilient animals. I mean, they take an arrow hard.
Very
Don't get me wrong, but yeah, it's crazy. But I would say probably anywhere from, I mean, if you can get really close, you can get point blank. But I would say for us, comfortably probably 40 yards.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Awesome. Now and did you both end up killing?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. So who killed first? Did Did she give the slam dunk from the get go, and then you had to try and find one that would
Yep.
even remotely close come to it?
Yeah, pretty much. That's exactly how it went.
You know.
Set the bar
Almost,
high.
but yeah,
Oh yeah.
she always does.
Oh my god.
Man, that's one thing that's pretty awesome, and what I enjoy about y'all's content and everything online is there's always seems to always be an underlying competition in there.
Oh yeah.
and y'all's competitive spirits are easily sensed through that. It's pretty fun.
But I can't even, I'm super competitive. When
She
there's
is.
a competition, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna give it my all.
Yeah, without a single doubt, if I don't like 100% try, there's no chance I'll win. Like it's not one of those like, oh, I'll take it easy. She has to take it easy on me. It's crazy. Yeah.
So who's the better shot? Let me ask that. You're both pointing at each other. You're not even pointing at yourselves.
I'll take archery, you take firearm.
I'll take firearm all day.
Okay.
All day.
You
You
just
take
beat me in pistol too the other day. We were doing one of those Texas stars or the trees and then the Texas star, and she kicked my butt
Oh,
per usual.
I don't like the Texas Star though. That thing messing with me. I like the trees.
It's that one that spins after
I
you shoot
hate
it.
that thing. I just can't figure it out. I can't figure it out. But yeah,
Yeah, y'all get into it a little bit. I can tell.
Just a little bit. It gets heated.
What's the most competitive thing that immediately comes to y'all's mind that is just back and forth?
Okay. So he's hunted a lot longer than I have. So whenever there's an opportunity of me getting a certain animal, like with my bow or a gun, I'm all over it. All over it. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna, because he never shot a turkey with his bow. Well, he did recently, but I shot a turkey with my bow before he
Before.
ever did. And I'm like, okay, I have this over you now.
I can hang this over you.
Yeah. Yeah, that's exactly how it goes.
I mean, that's what I get really competitive about. So
It's awesome. So it's been almost exactly a year. I didn't realize that, but it's been almost exactly a year since we recorded that last podcast with you guys. But I believe there was a trip at the time, the last episode we were talking about a trip y'all were gearing up to go to Africa again. How was that adventure?
It was fantastic. And that was before this New Zealand. So that was Aubrey's first international trip.
Okay.
Like she said, she's not a fan of flying, and she really doesn't like big planes. Like just big planes in general freak her out.
yeah.
I'm totally giving away her secret right now, but
Sharing all the greatest fears.
oh yeah, yeah.
It's okay.
But no, it was incredible. I don't think the trip was too bad.
No, it wasn't. You leave super late at night and then you sleep the whole time. Like I think I woke up when there was maybe 2 or 3 hours left in the flight, and it's a what? A 17.
14 or 17-hour flight.
So,
something
I
like
slept
that.
the whole puppy. It was great.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
But it was a
awesome.
very successful hunt. It was incredible.
Oh yeah.
I went over there.
Yeah.
I was, I think, 13 at the time, with Fricky to Toy Safaris, and that's the same guy who we went with this time. The first time I went. So, quick little summary with us with Fricky was back in like the 90s. My dad got his first Cape Buffalo over there with him. Then my mom got hers. That I was 13. I don't remember what year it was. It must have been 2013 or 14 or something like that. And then she got her first Cape Buffalo with Fricky. And then I was supposed to go back and try to get mine this past year, but that didn't quite go to plan.
No. No, it didn't. Doing
Well, yeah, I don't know if you'd seen the video or not, but
Remind me, it's been a minute for sure. But
yeah, we so I was all super pumped getting over there and everything else. I had my bow set up. I was trying to get my archery Cape Buffalo, and we find this old Dugga boy. He had just recently been kicked out of the herd over there. And when they get kicked out, they kind of get beat up and they get a little angry, you could say. So we get into the hide out there, the bushveld out there, and we start going into this like thicket. And as we're walking through there, Fricky's got his big old like 500 nitro rifle, and I mean, this Fricky is just a huge guy, and in this situation, this is the kind of guy that you want to be behind.
Yeah.
As we're going in, we know where the buffalo's at, but we kind of lose sight of them. And what they like to do is they kind of like do like a J tactic, or a hook, where they'll make a track, they'll turn back around and they'll watch their own track and wait for their prey, or well, their predator to come down that track that they had just walked. And that's
Interesting.
we think exactly what just happened to us. And as we're walking, we go across this little T intersection, and as we cross over it, Fricky goes first. I'm right behind Fricky, and as soon as I get into the opening, I just hear something to my left side, and I'm like, I didn't know what to do, so I just look over, and I just see this beast of a buffalo charging through this thicket of thorns and all this other stuff. And he's at probably 15 yards at the time I'd seen him. And I mean, he's booking it towards us. And I just yell, Fricky, Fricky. And I point at it. I didn't know what to do. So I just start running backwards. And Fricky with his gun just comes over, and his first shot, the buffalo is probably 8 to 10 yards at the time his first shot went off. And it turned the buffalo from coming towards myself, my dad, and Eddie behind us to that first shot. It skimmed his cheek, turned him towards Fricky, and Fricky smoked him
Right in between the eyes.
right between the eyes.
Oh,
And
wow.
I would say
Sure.
what, 5-6 feet in front of Fricky.
Yeah,
It just
like
hit the ground.
Holy smokes.
not
Oh,
cool.
no.
Not cool at all. I wasn't there. Like Vicky and I, we were in a truck with Fricky's daughter, Jante. We were just waiting because it's a lot of people going in there.
Mhm.
And yeah, we heard the 2 shots, and Vicky's like, crap. And I'm like, I don't know what that means. Like, okay, they got a buffalo. She's like, they just got charged. And then Ralph comes out, and then we see all the footage, and I'm like, that's not cool.
No.
Oh,
But that's
man.
exactly why when you go over there, you got to be sure you have somebody that you can trust. Because
Yeah.
in that Fricky, I mean, obviously stood his ground,
Oh,
and
yeah.
that's. I
Oh,
mean, we have
knew
to
what he
thank
was doing. Yeah.
every time we talk about this, because that man saved our lives for
That
sure.
is crazy. Wow. Holy
Yeah.
smokes. I
Right?
don't know. I got excited just hearing that story. That's crazy, man. Golly.
It was insane. We've been very blessed to be all okay.
Yeah, man, it's I know that, we like to think of ourselves as the ultimate hunter, right? But it's their world, right? It's these animals' world. And I know I've recorded a bunch of shows in recent months with people who have gone on a lot of bear hunting content here recently and stuff, and with those two. And I recorded with one guy that did go up to or down to Africa here a few months ago as well. And man, it's just different world, and it's not
Yeah.
ours, and it's
No.
these creatures can mess you up real quick, fast, and in a hurry. That's crazy.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
for sure.
Yeah, you don't mess around with them. Not at
Mm-mm.
all.
No, not at all. What about the rest of the trip though? What other animals were you guys after?
What was your top? What was your favorite?
Okay, mine, it's got to be the little diker that I shot. That was my first African animal that I shot. It was a diker, and he had a broken horn, and he was just, it was just the coolest thing. It was like last flight. I was like, I don't know, do I really want to shoot like a little guy? Like, but then I'm like, okay, he's sticking around. I'm gonna shoot him because he's cool. And yeah, that was probably my favorite. Shooting my diker. That was my favorite.
They're
animal
cool little things. They
Yeah.
are. They really are.
in the museum.
I'd have to say my sable.
Oh,
Sable.
Sable are probably. I would arguably say, well, not arguably say that they're probably the most beautiful antelope.
they are gorgeous.
Yeah,
Just the power and the and everything. It's incredible.
our Western regional coordinator over here at our company, he's the one that went to Africa, and I recorded with him a month or two ago about his trip and everything. But while he was down there, he was texting me and sending me pictures and everything, and he killed a sable down there. And I remember seeing that picture, man. And I mean, it was a great photo, and they set it up well to, obviously do the animal justice. And oh my word, I was just, it was an incredible beast. They're so cool.
Yeah,
So cool.
they're
I-
breathtaking.
They're beautiful.
I think, and I've never been, but I think a sable and a impala I think are two, in my mind, just from a boy that sits down here in Texas. It's like,
Yeah,
man, those are
yeah.
really
Oh,
pretty
absolutely.
animals. Those would look really good. So yeah,
Yeah,
that's awesome.
they're gorgeous.
Mhm.
Gorgeous, gorgeous.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I don't blame you at all.
There's just so much variety down there. Like all
Oh,
the
yeah.
animals, they're so different in their own ways.
Mhm.
You could watch them all day.
Yeah.
And I would never get bored.
And you never know
Never.
what's going to come in.
You don't.
Like, it's so strange. It's like one of those things where like a lot like the stags, I guess, is where like you'll see it online or on TV and you're like, oh, like an African safari, that's awesome. And then when you're sitting there in the blind, and it kind of feels like maybe you're antelope hunting or like you're just sitting in a blind. Well, other than it's a hide and it's like made out of like logs and all that, it's just crazy. But you're sitting there and you don't think about it until something walks in and you're like, I've never seen that animal in my life before.
Yeah.
I don't know how to feel about this. This is crazy.
It's weird.
It
But
is.
it's a really cool experience for
Mhm.
sure. Like,
Absolutely.
yeah.
We had down here in Texas, we had a staff hunt in 2019 with a bunch of our guys, both in-state and out-of-state came in. It was just a property that needs some whitetail management, so we were just there to shoot does and coal bucks. And we had these two boys come down that are part of our team from Minnesota, and I knew it just because there's so many places down here in Texas that have exotics, right? So there's all these different exotics. So I knew about it, or at least that there were exotics out there, but I guess I forgot to tell these guys from Minnesota. So the first morning it's kind of drizzling and they're sitting in a ground blind in Texas, and they got a few whitetails in front of them, and it's all on video too, which is the best part. I got to watch it, but this dude's sitting in there eating a banana, eating his breakfast in the blind, and a zebra walks out in front of him,
Oh,
and he's just holding this banana with his mouth gaping wide open, just in shock of what just walked out. And at the time, I was back at the camp house, and I was getting a text from the other dude like, "Hey, are there exotics on this ranch?" I was like, "Oh yeah, I forgot to tell y'all." He said, "What about zebras? Can I shoot a zebra?" I was like, "Please don't shoot a zebra."
No.
oh my god.
That is awesome.
It was funny. It's a funny film.
Oh,
I'll find it and send it to you because it was priceless.
Definitely. Oh, that is awesome.
What
I
about?
could picture the face.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna send it to you as soon as we get done here, man. I got a snapshot of it, and it is priceless. His excitement and shock is perfectly summed up.
Awesome.
Oh man, what about last fall? Did y'all get any good hunting in last fall for any deer, elk, anything like that?
Oh yeah, we kind of went all over the place. We had a little bit of a rough start for elk, just with
Yeah,
that.
it
I
was
think it
weird.
was a mix between that winter kill the year before between elk and mule deer, especially in that kind of Utah, Wyoming region over there. So the elk, they didn't really seem to pick up until a little bit later, it seemed. So we were hunting Wyoming for a little bit. But I mean, we'd seen them. We just
Couldn't make it connect.
they kept making fun of us, essentially,
Yeah.
what it came down to. But then my mom and Phil, my mom, shoot our first bull elk here on our own property, which was
Very
Oh
special.
wow.
And all the guys were gone too.
Mhm.
So he was in Montana on a guy's trip, and Ralph was in
Illinois.
Illinois
still.
hunting whitetail. And Vicky and we came back because I had a mule deer tag and a cow elk tag, and Vicky bought a bull tag over the counter. And we're like, okay, we're just gonna go sit down there and see whatever the heck comes in. And of course, a freaking bull comes in. And it's so funny because she's like, there's a bull. I'm like, can you shoot it? And she goes, I can. And so of course we were set up in the opposite direction. So we're playing like musical chairs in the blind, and oh my gosh, it was so funny. We were messing around for I think 10 minutes, and thank God the bull stayed and she was able to get a shot on him, and he didn't go anywhere. She basically dropped him. It was the coolest thing. And then we're like, and then once we get up to him, she goes, Aubrey, do you know what we just did? We have to do this by ourselves.
That was gonna be my next question, because there's a lot of work ahead of you at that point.
Oh yeah. We were out there late at night. We were getting the guts out, skinning it. Yeah, it was. We were like, covered in blood and everything.
Yeah, elk cavities are a little bit bigger than a whitetail.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, but we figured it out. We got it all process the next morning, and yeah, it was a great experience to share with Vicky, because us girls, we did it.
That's
I
I
awesome.
know the moment. I remember I was up in Montana with the boys, and we were hunting mule deer up there. But we're like in and out of service, and I knew they were down below where we don't have like any service down off the mountaintops here. And I get a call from Aubrey, like prime time or like right after prime time, like, hello, we just got a bull. I'm like, what? And it hangs up. I'm like, what? You can't do that to me. Then I get a message like 30 minutes or an hour later. We got a bull down. We're getting him up now, and all this other stuff. And I was like, that's awesome.
Oh,
And then I remember that like that same night, my dad sends a message to our group chat that we have, and it's like he still had to have been in the stand hunting,
yeah.
and it's just a message saying, "I'm coming home."
Yes. He was
Oh,
done. He
wow.
wanted to get back.
Oh yeah,
So check
he
out
was
the
so
elephant.
excited.
Oh yeah.
That is
Yeah.
awesome. And you said it was on y'all's property too?
Mhm.
Mhm.
That is awesome.
Oh yeah, and I know it's a dream of theirs,
Yeah.
and they made it happen, and it was just so special,
Mhm.
so special.
That is awesome. What an
And
incredible awesome moment. That's cool.
Yeah, it was really cool.
Mhm. That was
So
probably the biggest, most exciting one of the fall. I
Yeah.
would
Yeah.
say for all because that's
Oh
like a
yeah,
thing
that,
all of us have wanted to
So,
do is on
like,
our own property get our own bull
yeah,
elk down.
who gets to say it? Like, not very many people get to say that, so
Yeah.
it's yeah, you
It's
gotta thank
incredible.
God for that. So
I'm noticing a pattern with you, Aubrey, that you like to just get it done early and do it right from the get-go when it comes to
yes,
putting these animals down.
yep.
Yeah, she is very good at that.
Oh, thanks.
Not a bad skill to have. Not a bad skill
No,
to
thank
No.
have.
Yeah, she's really good at showing me up when it comes to this kind
Oh
of
my
stuff.
gosh, no.
It's good though. It is. It was a really good fall. We ran around a lot, kind of went all over the place. You did a lot of hunts with my mom, which
Yeah,
was really cool.
yeah, Vicky and I.
Been filming a lot more, been getting filmed a lot more.
Yeah, that's weird. Not used to that. Not used to
Yeah.
getting films still, but yeah.
We have some pretty good bloopers of her still. Like first thing in the morning or whatever, is you kind of bring the camera up and she just kind of like
I'm like,
a
I'm
little bit
getting ready.
bashful.
What do you want me to say?
We're
I
out
know
here.
there's so many where like I have to take 4 different takes, and I'm like, I'm sorry. I can't stop laughing.
Doesn't make funny faces.
Yeah, it's bad.
Yeah, that's the I film some other hunts and some other trips throughout the year and everything, but then I do a lot of self-filming as well down here. And that's the advantage to self-filming is when you mess up, you can just delete it real quick and nobody ever knows about it. Whereas when you got a cameraman, it's like, nope, I'm your witness, that happened and that's staying on the card. Like that's not going anywhere.
Oh yeah, you're screwed now.
Yeah, gotcha.
That's awesome. Do you like to film or do you like to self-film more
Man,
when it comes to filming?
it's funny. I just recorded a podcast actually on another show. There's a podcast called the Outdoor Drive podcast, and they just had me on their show, and we were talking about the difference between filming and self-filming. And honestly, I don't know if there's one I like more than the other. I like them both for different reasons, and I dislike them both for different reasons, I guess. But I enjoy filming other people because I'm full creator, I'm full producer at that point, and my creative brain is constantly going. I'm watching everything, and I'm even editing it in my mind as I'm filming, like, oh, this is where I'm going to use that shot, and that kind of thing. But when I'm self-filming, there's so much more obviously to focus on because you're trying to do both, right? You're trying to hunt and make sure that you're not messing up your hunt as the hunter and document everything and do it justice on that end too. So, but that's so rewarding, right? When that pays off and you're able to successfully self-film a hunt and get good B-roll and all that kind of that thing. So it's just, I don't know if there's one I like more. I can definitely say that towards the end of a hunting season, I want to just be in a tree and not have to worry about a camera because you know, I've self-filmed so many times.
Mhm.
But like this, I took a trip to Colorado on a mule deer hunt last year, and I killed mine on day 3, and we hunted there were more guys with tags in camp. So as soon as I killed mine, I was behind a camera filming, and I dug it, man. It was
Yeah.
awesome being behind a camera
Mhm.
for 4 days filming guys. I loved it. So
That's awesome. I don't blame you. I 100% agree with what you just said. I mean, I couldn't have said any better.
yeah, it's a balance, I mean,
Sure.
like
Yeah.
anything, pros and cons to both. And then when you're in the outdoor industry too, obviously there's an expectation you got to weigh as far as what you are able to get on film. I recorded with Melissa
Yeah.
Bachman the other day, and she talked about how she has to get stuff on film. She has to get the kill shot on film. So there's definitely a balance there, and you got to meet the expectations of your commitment as far as a content creator too. So
Yep.
Absolutely. Now here's a question for you too regarding that. When you're self-filming, how often do you do those like just overly creative shots? Like you're super confident and then you go back, you watch it and you're like, oh, that was terrible. And you delete it right there. I do that all the time.
yep, I have a lot of probably, I would say probably, and I may be wrapping myself out. I may be really bad at B-roll, but I would say half of my B-roll, I look at, I'm like, really? I thought that worked. It's a good thing I take a lot of B-roll. I'll say that. It's a
Mhm.
good thing I take a lot of
get
it.
that.
But there's times where I'm like, man, I didn't get any good shots. Like, what are these? What do I have to work with here? But it's that, and then when when I'm doing a self interview, I'm talking
Mhm.
about the setup or what we're hunting or what, I'm like, I talked for 4 minutes. What was I saying for 4 minutes? And I have to cut it down and pick and choose. I'm like, I just got rambling.
Oh yeah. We have a lot of that.
Oh yeah.
Mhm. We like to ram for sure.
Yeah, I just get going sometimes and just start talking about stuff. But I mean, some of that you trim down the edit too, right? Because I might talk about something while I'm sitting in a tree stand, but then, if I kill an animal and then I'm going to recover it, maybe there's a time where something's more fitting to, throw in there or describe and everything. Again, that just goes back to, being having that producer mindset on, okay, this is a better opportunity to capitalize on this. Even though we already talked about it, let's talk about it in this context over here, because this is going to make the show better. Like I'm not telling y'all anything you don't know. You do this at a larger scale than I do, so
No. It's all just fun.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
fun.
It is.
So is that what you guys are working on full time basically still, is filming
Yeah.
and content creation and stuff? That is awesome.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
Yeah. Nonstop.
That's awesome.
How
What
about yourself?
man, I still have I still have my full-time job that pays the bills and keeps the lights on. I'm a firefighter full time is what I do, but the schedule allows me to do this for the time it needs to be done, and put time
That's good.
into it and keep things moving and everything. Plenty of time to hunt in the fall and everything, and to go on these, starting to go on more trips and everything. So it's been good, and a lot of growth and some growing pains that come with it, but that's
Mhm.
all part of the game that we play. So
It is. Absolutely. And the ever-growing need for more content.
yeah, and man, I don't know. Y'all are probably this way too. It's just my brain's constantly going, and I feel like half the ideas that I come up with, I either just don't have the time or the means to bring them to fruition. Sometimes it's constant, just brain working and figuring out what works and what doesn't work, and then social media and all that kind of stuff, all the algorithms and that kind of thing. I'm a blue collar guy, man. I didn't know what an algorithm was when I started this thing. It's just you're having to keep up with that and figure out what's working for your platforms and stuff. And yeah,
Yeah.
it never ends.
No kidding. Phew.
Mhm.
We're still here though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, still here, still grinding away and everything. Absolutely.
100%.
So just got back from the honeymoon, and what's next? What's coming up for the rest of this year? Since we're around the same, we seem to record the same time every year is the pattern we're
Yeah.
developing.
We'll keep it going. Let's go.
Yeah, it works.
Right now, I think we're home for we might have a velvet elk hunt coming up. Aubrey and my mom would be hunting. My dad and I might, and Eddie will film. As far as we know so far.
Yeah.
That's still up in the air as the time goes. But other than that, I mean, right now we're home. We're trying to just kind of edit, get everything together for the fall when we are gone. And then we kick off Antelope in August.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Where's the velvet elk hunt potentially? Where's that at?
It's kind of it's here in Colorado. It's
Colorado.
northwest of us, I believe.
Yeah.
My parents have more of the information on that one.
That's awesome. I've never
Yeah,
I've never killed a velvet animal. That's a dream. Deer, muley, whitetail, elk, or whatever. That's a bucket list for me one day. And it's just our seasons down here don't allow that. So
Yeah.
gotta be somewhere you can.
Yep.
That's cool.
Mhm. Yeah.
So summertime's mostly editing. You talked about that. What's an editing room look like for you right now?
Well,
A mess. No, I'm kidding.
Oh, man.
so we have one of our guys, Tyler. He does a lot of the show editing,
Yes.
and he's getting all that stuff together right now. We have our new episodes on Outdoor Channel coming out they're airing first on Monday, and they're a couple times throughout the week. And then he's going through those as us up in the office. Mostly Eddie is doing a lot of the like social video editing and all that whatnot.
Yeah.
Aubrey's running all the social media stuff. I'm kind of doing a mix of everything with my
Yeah.
parents. We're all running in circles.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, it's right now is just kind of the get everything to how it needs to be before season. Cause
Yeah.
once season comes,
It's insane.
we go crazy. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Did y'all, RJ, I know that you kind of grew up in it for most of your life and everything, but did y'all ever see this being your job and your life and how everything has fallen together?
I mean, I always had an idea
Yeah.
of what I wanted. I mean, I was never sure. Like, I don't know if I've said it before or not, but when I was young, I was like, oh, I want to be a YouTube gamer because I would watch it on YouTube. And I was like, oh yeah. And then obviously that's changed quite a bit now.
He's grown up a little.
Just a little bit.
Grown up a little.
Not that I don't
love
think it
it.
would still be fun.
Oh, for sure.
You can play like some hunting online games or something.
Oh,
Hey,
there,
pay
you could
for
be
it.
an online hunting gamer.
See?
That's a niche right there.
Exactly. Yeah, no, so the past probably I'd say 5, maybe 6 years since I graduated in 19. Probably my junior, senior year is when I really started putting more time into like the company and kind of learning the outdoors. There was a time there where I was kind of up in the air when I was younger, but yeah, no, it's pretty much been full force since I got out of high school doing all
awesome.
this and pretty much just hooked Aubrey into it. She doesn't have a choice. No, I'm just kidding.
Just along for the
Don't cut
ride.
that
Edit that out.
Just
Yeah.
No,
Just
it's been really cool to see him kind of step into some bigger shoes to like he's got a lot more responsibilities now. He's definitely like he's grown up for sure from like when I started working with him, which was 2-3 years ago or something like that.
3
3.
now? Yeah.
So he's grown quite
Crazy.
a lot and it's cool to see because he's like an actual like businessman now. It's really
I don't know if I go that far.
It's really
It's like a pretend actual.
nah, it's cool.
Thank you.
That's awesome. No, y'all are doing a good job from this outsider looking in and everything. It's fun to watch and like I said, I enjoy y'all's socials and all that kind of stuff and seeing the constant work and y'all are, like you just said, always going and always doing stuff, and that's apparent. But then you're obviously having a lot of fun doing it and you're sharing that fun side and everything, and that's enjoyable to watch for sure.
Thank you very much. We appreciate that.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And we love seeing your stuff too.
Oh,
Well, thank you. It's it might not be quite up to standard of the outdoor channel, but we're here for blue collar guys, and that's
Your
the
standards.
game we
Yeah.
play.
Your standards.
No,
No, we love
we
it.
enjoy it. It keeps us busy, and you know it's a positive impact, right? Is what we're looking for on
Yeah.
the greater hunting and outdoor community, and I think that we're blessed to be in this industry and in this space at the capacity that we are. And you know, I've talked about it a lot recently, both on our shows and off, just one-on-one with people, about how, you know, it's relationships like this, you know, that you get to build and are a part of, you know, your platforms and all that kind of stuff that wouldn't be the case otherwise. And you know, I find a lot of value and reward in that for sure. So
Absolutely. We all got to stick together.
yeah, we do. We really do.
absolutely, yeah. One big hunting community. So many, and that's one thing that has been apparent having a podcast and a show, is that so many different people from different backgrounds and walks of life and everything, but yet the one thing that we all have in common, you know, brings us together. I went to Colorado, like I said, on that mule deer hunt. I'm in there in camp with two other guys who I've met and know and work with now over here at Fall Obsession. But before that, I mean, one of them works for the government, and the other one has his own lawn care business, and we're all in 3 different states. And it's like, man, what would have been the chances of this happening? You know, it wouldn't have. It just straight up wouldn't. So
Oh yeah, absolutely. And that's the same thing since we moved out here to Colorado. Is, I mean, since I was young, I've had friends all over just from outfitters and whatnot. But like my best buddies are from Florida and Illinois.
Yep.
And we're out in Colorado now, and I talk to them more than I talk to anybody other than my family here on the mountain.
yeah,
It's crazy how like we're all in different parts of the world. We're all doing our completely own thing. And what keeps us all together is these lifestyles that we love to live.
yeah. No, I couldn't agree more. It's an awesome journey for sure, and I'm excited to see where it still goes. You know, I mean, yeah, y'all are literally just getting started. You know, and that's the cool thing about it. So
Yeah, we're pretty excited.
Very.
Very excited. So
It's just begun.
yeah, that's awesome. Well, I want to ask y'all. I'm pretty sure I probably asked this last year, but I'm going to ask it again, just because of y'all have already said it. You're just constantly going, and you know, just fall is crazy. What's the bucket list right now? What's next, or what's that thing that if you could do it once, like that's it. It's one opportunity.
I mean, we got one coming up this fall that we're both beyond excited for. And we've been getting everything ready this past couple, probably month or so now.
yeah,
We've been going crazy on this one. And we're planning to go up in September to Alaska for a DIY moose hunt, her and I.
just us.
For 2 weeks, tents. It's gonna be awesome. We're taking one rifle and one bow. And
And
we're gonna
that's-
try to get 2 moose down.
That's a dream
It
in
is.
itself, because not many 20-year-olds get to do that.
No,
So-
not at all.
blessed.
Yeah, very
Wow.
excited for that.
Well, I am definitely going to be following up with y'all probably sooner than next July to recap something.
All
like
right,
that.
we're in.
Yeah.
Holy cow, that sounds incredible. So one bow and one gun, is that what you just said?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Who's
And I think I'll
who's-
be taking my bow.
okay, I was going to ask who's taking the bow, because you got to remember
She's
she always
gotta
kills
haul.
first. She kills first.
Oh, yeah.
So
Yeah.
No, she's definitely taking the gun.
Yeah. I'm gonna take a gun.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that
That'd be
is
so
awesome.
Yeah. I'm gonna call RJ a moose in. I'm gonna do it.
Mhm.
That's my goal. That's my goal over there. I want to call a moose in for RJ.
And vice
Shoot.
versa.
That'd be so cool.
Have
That'd be
y'all-
so bad.
Have y'all been practicing your moose calls?
We've been practicing. It's not going great yet.
It's not
know.
going great.
It's really not. We kind of sound like crazy,
Yeah.
especially if you're listening to us like at like afternoon. We get back home from work. And we're like, all right, let's practice for a little bit.
Yeah, no, I'm not even gonna show mine. Mine's
This needs to be documented. There needs to be a series on the
Oh.
evolution of RJ and Aubrey's moose calls leading up to an actual success story. I'd
That's
be all over
we
that.
should
I'd
do
watch
that.
that.
That'd be funny.
Yeah.
We'll make that a video. We'll start recording ourselves. And it's gonna be bad.
Look,
Yeah.
just start now. You don't have to do anything with the videos now, even, and wait till you're successful, and then you'll be proud of
then,
it, right?
yeah.
Then it's like, oh, this is how far we've come.
Good
So
idea. Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll do that. We'll do that. We'll see if it pays off, and then we'll embarrass
Or we'll
ourselves.
just take one now and just post it randomly. Be like, what do you guys think of our moose calls? And it'd be like, don't quit your day job.
this is my day job.
Yeah, and then you're like, oh no, I got a lot to think about.
Where did I go wrong?
Oh no.
That's
But
awesome.
it boosted my confidence a little because the guide had written in the big packet that you get that every moose is different, so they don't all sound the same. So it's kind of, you could be
There's-
a really crappy caller and you still might call a giant moose hen.
We have some
Like,
wiggle room.
we have,
So-
yeah,
It sounds like you got to figure out what kind of moose you want to be. That's what it sounds like.
exactly. I want to be a hot mama who wants a big boy to come in. That's what I want to be.
There, that's your clip. That's right there. I want to be a hot mama.
I'm gonna cut and take that out. That's the reel. That's the promo for the
That's so
episode
good.
right there.
That's not embarrassing at all.
That's perfect. Captain wants to come say hi. Captain,
He's been
come
itching
here,
to
buddy.
come say hi.
Come here, say hi.
Say hi.
This is our big baby. I think he bothered us on the last episode
He
too. I don't
might
remember.
have, man. We've had so many dogs and puppies show up on our podcast too. It's been awesome. I keep telling myself I'm gonna do it, but I'm gonna have to go through so many episodes like the dogs of Fall Obsession podcast and take all the snapshots out because they've interrupted our shows so many times. I say interrupted, like it doesn't even matter. I think it's laid back and cool. It's funny.
Yeah,
This
it's
little one behind us.
Get down.
This is Meowth. This is her baby.
This is my child. So proud of her. She's kind of
dangerous.
a jerk. I'm not gonna lie.
She's a little
kind
more
of
camera shy.
cat.
Yeah.
She's a
She's a
cat,
cat.
simply put.
She's a cat.
Yeah. Yeah. very shy.
Speaking of cats, have y'all ever hunted any big cats or anything like that?
Not yet. We're hoping. I'd love to try to get a mountain lion. I think it'd be awesome,
Yeah.
especially with dogs or something. That's pretty far up on that list that we're talking about.
Yeah, I've been thinking about it a lot too lately, and I honestly can't decide if I'd want to do it behind dogs or if I'd want to like try to sit over a carcass or something, like go that route too, because I don't know. I think both would be cool in their own
Oh, yeah.
unique way. So I don't know. I've been on this predator kick lately where it's like used to lions and bears just off the table, not doing it. And now I think it's just because I've recorded so many podcasts with people who have had some pretty intense yet incredible bear hunting adventures that I'm now I got the bug. I'm thinking I want to try it.
What's number one then? What's your number one predator that you want? What's the top of your predator bucket
Yeah.
list?
I would say the lion right now for predator. I would say the lion, and then I'm probably going to start off with a black bear. I'm probably going to go with a black bear. I'm not going to Kodiak or anything just yet. I'm not ready for that. I recorded one show with a guy that went to Russia on a brown bear hunt
Yeah.
On
because
the Kamchatka Peninsula, Kamchatka?
Yeah.
Right?
yeah, it was just an absolutely insane story. A massive bear. It was his first bear ever too, which was crazy. But
Ooh,
yeah,
that is
See
awesome.
there.
Yeah, that would be cool.
it's just adventures like that, man. And here, I mean, and getting on here and talking with somebody about it, hearing their passion and their excitement from the trip, and watching them light up as they relive it through telling the story and everything. That's what inspires me. I'm like, oh man, now I want to do that. Thanks. It's
Yeah.
now my wife's gonna be mad because I want to go chase a deadly animal. So
She's just like, as long as I can go with you, we're good.
Yeah, as long as I can, if he dies, I'm gonna die too. Then I guess because no, it's
That's
a
one way to look
partnership.
at it, I guess.
Yeah. Yes. Oh no, let's just not die. Let's just
Yeah,
not.
that's
let's
probably
just
a
not
good
do
call.
that.
Yeah, we don't need to worry about that. Just shoot the bear.
Yeah.
my God.
Try not to get charged by buffalo or bear or any of them.
Never catch me going after buffalo with my bow. Nope, I'm not doing that. Nope.
Were you bow hunting or were you gun
Yeah.
hunting that? You were bow hunting that thing?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh
Of course.
my
That's why
gosh.
he
You gotta-
wasn't
you
the
gotta
one that
try.
shot- Yeah, that's why Fricky.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I guess I missed that or something. Just with him, obviously the guy's gonna shoot with a rifle, but oh my word, that would have been awesome.
And that's what this is part of the conversation, I guess. But it's there's one thing that blew me away, Stan. I'll never forget it. Is I remember, so it's like a 500 Nitro Express or 500 Express Nitro or one of those. And I mean it's a big round, right? But it's still a rifle round. It's not like a shotgun where it expands. I'll never forget. He threw a pop can up in the air, and probably 10 yards away, in midair, he throws a pop can, throws his gun up, shoots it midair with a rifle.
No kidding.
Iron sights, yeah. No, blew my mind. Never forget it. I'll never
Holy
forget it.
cow.
It was crazy.
I guess when you shoot so many animals in a life or death situation in your life, you get pretty good at that. Holy cow.
For sure.
Yeah, no, that was that's why I trust him.
Yeah. Golly, that's insane, man. Wow. Good for him.
Yeah. Teach me, please.
Yeah, teach me your ways, sir. Well, guys, it's been awesome getting back on here with y'all and getting to catch up a little bit and get you guys back on the show. Real quick for our listeners before we conclude, though, tell them where they can find y'all and follow along.
Absolutely. We're on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, X or Twitter, whatever you want to call it at this point, at RJ and Aubrey. And we're on Outdoor Channel, our television show, well, my parents' television shows that we're on now, as well as Archer's Choice, which is airing currently. And then come January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. Those 3 months, The Choice will be airing. Whew, too many things going on in my head. Sorry.
I could see your gears grind as you went through all the months.
Yeah.
You were thinking about your air times.
Oh yeah. I
Flashbacks.
couldn't even tell you the air times right now, if I'm being honest. And I've wrote them down at least 50 times in the past 2 months,
Yeah.
I'd say.
You're the man behind the curtain. It's all good.
No, it's a true effort. It's a true effort.
Absolutely. Well, guys, thank y'all again. It's been good catching up with y'all.
Thank you.
for
Same
having
here.
us. Yeah. this is
Hopefully we'll talk
awesome.
again soon.
Yeah, after that moose hunt, we're reconnecting. I gotta hear
Okay.
about
Yeah.
that. All right.
Absolutely.
Well, for our listeners, thank y'all for tuning in to another Fall Obsession podcast. Be back again with y'all next week. Catch you then.